This is Sizewell Beach on the Suffolk coast, and of course it's very famous here for a couple of nuclear reactors. One is now being decommissioned, which is this one, which is Sizewell A. I did manage to have a look around this 15 plus years ago. Quite mind-boggling actually. That is derived from there. And the one with the dome is Sizewell B, and sometime in the future we're going to get Sizewell C. And I suppose if you've got one, you might as well have two or three of them. When I mentioned that the police patrol the area, they are armed police. They usually got not only sidearms but rifles as well. Can't see them on here today, but they can come at any time. And that's really one of the monstrosities of Suffolk. There's nothing else like that. Here, I think the next one down is in Essex, which is Bradwell. I'm right at the limit here of where we're allowed to walk. But, again, there's a view of the cooling towers, and just to the right of that one over there, I don't know whether you can zoom. Right up on top of the cliff here, and notice there it says Sizewell B Power Station, boundary of nuclear licence site, Nuclear Installations Act 1965 as amended. It was this one here that Greenpeace climbed over the fences and actually scaled the dome and wrote some messages on the dome. I don't know what all of this is here, but lots of barbed wire, some security official there too. Just a general view from the cliff top. There's looking down south, going towards Aldborough. The cooling towers again. And just outside here, there's two towers here. I think these are the ones that they use for cooling in the water. There's an intake and an output. Which one is which I don't know, but often you see a lot of seabirds because it's obviously disturbing. The water is being deposited back into the sea again after cooling process. I'm only saying this off the top of my head because I don't really know, but one would imagine that the sea gets the bottom of the seabed gets very agitated, which stirs up the fish, which attracts the birds. And the one that's nearest to us, there are a lot of birds around that. I'll get closer to that later on. This is about as close to Sizewell B dome that a member of the public is ever going to get to, unless you're actually going inside. I don't think they do visitors walkabouts these days. But no doubt we're being watched. Cameras everywhere. Gone looking down there to Sizewell A, the old Sizewell A. And Sizewell C will be where the camera is pointing now, on the north side. The white building over there is actually Dunwich, where the Coast Guard cottages are. And just this side of there is the RSPB Bird Reserve of Minsmere. Just pan round a little bit. It's quite a clear day actually today. And you can see Southwold over there and the lighthouse. Yes, this is certainly a massive site here. There's barbed wire everywhere, electric fencing, which is obviously to our benefit. We don't want any terrorist activity around here. if we do, I'm afraid this will be the end of me. There's the dome again. There's some noise coming from some huge pumps here, not far off the extent of where we can walk to, but I would imagine that the water is extracted from the sea directly over there, and there's all the birds. I can zoom in on that a bit. There's loads of birds around there. So the water is brought in and then extracted after its cooling process. And somehow or other it's pumped in through here and out through there as well, and to keep the reactor cool. Let's walk in here to the limit. Oh, look at that big old caterpillar. Huge thing. Wow, look at that. It's a biggie. Now just looking back here again, we're at the extent, or the limit to the where we can walk on the cliff here. There's a fence down there which takes us back over to the beach if we should need it, which I'm going to do in a minute. And we'll see if we can find some birds over there. Those are the two towers to take in the water for cooling and to extract it as well. And you can see on the nearest one that there are lots of birds around that area, and they're all seabirds. I mean, the sea is pretty rough anyway, but lots of birds. I would imagine that it's disturbing the seabed, which is bringing the fish up. Well, this is the view from the beach at Sizewell. We've got Southwold right over there, we've got Dunwich and Binsmere, RSPB, and just panning round. This is looking from the beach. And we've got Sizewell, got to watch the sea. I've got Sizewell B here, Sizewell A over there, and Sizewell C is going to be to this one's right, over there somewhere. And this is going to create an awful lot of jobs, but as I say, if you're going to have one nuclear reactor, you might as well have two. Again, you can see the birds on the two towers. Can't quite see from here what they are, but they're all gulls that I can see. There are no cormorants at the moment, but on these cooling tower platforms, the old ones, this is where the kiddie waits. Nice shot here of Sizewell A and B with this fishing boat, Joseph William, registered in Ipswich. Got holes in the hull. I don't know how that quite works in the boat, but it looks as if it's still being used because it's got a propeller and a rudder and everything else on there. So I guess that's to allow the sea in and out. Just pan round a bit. There's lots of little fishing boats here. I guess there's some out on the water now. But that's looking down towards Aldborough. You can't see Aldborough from here, but that's looking down south. The flag flying over there, which is where the toilet block and cafe is, plus a car park. And you can see that electricity pylons over there, which all this electricity is generated here and is fed into the national grid. And I believe these pylons go all the way down to London. Quite an eyesore, but I suppose necessary. And another view of the Joseph William. Can't quite see into the boat, so I'll just lift my camera up. See what we've got there. I guess it's still being used. We have this one as well, the Atlantic Fisher. Looks more modern. And just going round to the old cooling towers again. Joseph William, which I've just had a look at. And just beyond that, of course, again, Sizewell A and B. These are the winches. Hook onto that. And then I think that's probably not electric, I don't know. I guess it must be electric. Don't think you could wind that in by hand. But anyway, the cable goes right down to that one there, the Joseph William, so it is obviously being used. Well, the last time I came over here, last but one time rather, the Olympic flag was flying. So that must have been about July last year, 2012. And here we've got the Sunrise Coast flag. Not sunshine, but sunrise. Sun rising over the sea. And of course at Lowestoft, at the Nest, we've got the most easterly point of the UK. We can't be far off it just here either.